Is supergeil English? I don't think so.
No.
I need my sunglasses and my big belly to do supergeil. So, from this series, Vikings. Vikings. You can tell I'm excited, right? I'm just flustered. We have 4 amazing cast members. Maude Hirst, Clive Standen, Gustaf Skarsgard, and Alexander Ludwig, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, thank you for coming, guys. Thank you so much.
Namaste. Some business first. Instead of raising your hands for questions, we've got a standing mic here. So when you're ready for the questions, we're going to make a line. We're going to keep, the meter and a half for when you have questions. But other than that, how's everybody doing? Everybody's smiling brightly, like ready to go.
We're just saying how great it is. Like, we haven't all been together for years, so this has been really special. So thank you, everybody, for having us and bringing this family back together. We're really happy about it.
When's the last time everybody saw each other? I mean, because it varies because you're going in and out of the show.
I mean, we haven't all seen each other at the same time since, whenever people rapped on the show. And I think that's like 5 years ago. We've all met sort of individually at different times because we're all trying to stay in touch, but to get together, all of us at once like this, it's a great reunion.
Family reunited.
You have to share.
I was just saying backstage as well, it's only when you leave a show you realise how lucky you are, because we really do all stay in touch. We don't see each other all the time, but there's a bond here. And then you go on to other shows and you can have a great time, but you don't necessarily bond with all of the actors or all of the crew. Because it's not just the actors, we got on with the whole crew. We were one big family over all those years. So and it was great. We did do that thing during COVID. We got a big Zoom together with I don't know, how was it, 30, 40 of us or something, all sorts of directors and everything, and that was really special. And we were very selfish about it. We thought about kind of like posting it, but it was actually for us because we hadn't seen each other for so long. And it was nice to have everybody on the screen at the same time.
But see, you're cheating now because you have the VCast, so you could just talk to anybody whenever you want and make it for the podcast.
It is. No one knows about it. If we're going VCast, it's a podcast available on all major platforms now. We're going to have everybody from the cast on at some point talking about their experience, and then we have celebrity fans. We're trying to track down Pink right now because Pink's a big fan of the show. Tyson Fury, the boxer, the world heavyweight boxer, is coming on. We've already got some great celebrity surprise guests. And then just people that we consider to be Vikings that are doing some amazing charity work, some amazing stuff, who stand up in the face of adversity, just to spread it out, because it's going to be about what it is to be a Viking. So we want to include everybody. Even in the future, we might include all the other Viking shows as well, because it's more just about Vikings. But right now, you get to hear the real stories that we got up to behind the scenes that we weren't allowed to talk about when we had to do the press for the show.
Well, yeah, because you've got the NDAs that you can't talk about anything. But now the final episode, it aired in the summer, didn't it? Of the series?
Yeah.
I think, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it aired a year ago.
Was it already a year ago? God, this
I think
this
it was
COVID thing, you don't
yeah,
lose
I think it was a year ago summer.
Yeah, it's sort of, it ran in, I think it aired last November, a year ago.
Okay.
And it led into sort of next year, or last year.
In this spring. Yeah, none of us have any concept of time anymore.
I want to give you this mic. I want to take the standing mic. It's the standing mic.
No longer can you ask any questions.
Not on. Oh, here we go.
Wait, it's attached. You're gonna sit on.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my God. Yeah, see? Now you guys lost the chance. You could have used the microphone to ask your own questions.
It's the standing mic. She still can. I'll go back and I'll be the question.
Would you like to ask a question? All right, so who made it to the end?
Is this spoiler? Has everyone seen it?
Has everybody seen it at last? Some are you raising your heads, some are you shaking your heads. Can we, because I know, I've seen it. Can we spoil it?
Yeah.
Cover your ears.
Oh shit, they look really angry if you spoil. These two women are not happy.
Okay, all right. So you guys are in the front row, so you won't see. So those of you in the middle and the back, raise the number of fingers of people on the stage that have made it to the end. I think I saw it over here. This one, no.
Blue mask.
Technically, no.
She's got it.
Technically, yes. Right?
Someone might be MIA though.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Well done. Well done. Those of you who know, you know, and those of you who don't, no problem. Also, wie gesagt, soll ich auf Deutsch fragen, ob Sie haben eine Frage zu stellen? Weil jetzt ist eure Möglichkeit. Oh, there's one here. Clive? I'm sorry. Is it Clive or Clive?
Clive.
I don't know why.
Cleave, like cleaving a sword.
Cliff, your job, you need to get to it. Like, I could have just given him mine.
Yoga.
Hello to everyone.
Hello.
I hope that you had a nice trip to Germany. And yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
She has it written
he
down.
wants to film. I have a short question to Alexander. I saw you before, I think 3 years ago, at a castle convention here in Germany. And then I had a small question to you, if you could sing something for us. And then you sang the song Country Roads. And I would like to ask you if you could sing something for everybody here. Again.
Go on.
It's funny because I thought that you looked very familiar.
You think so?
I did because you came by the booth
Yes,
earlier,
yes,
right?
of course. Yes.
That was such a cool castle. I don't have anything to sing right now. Gustaf's an amazing rapper though, so he can take that one.
I came into it.
I really enjoy your new song, Let Me Be Your Whiskey. Maybe you would like to sing a small part of this, maybe?
I swear if I had a guitar, I would. I just, like...
I think all the girls here would like to hear him sing. Am I right, girls? Are you for this?
Wait, what?
Let
What?
me be your whiskey, you can be mine. Spend the whole night with me until the morning light. That's it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
He's just gonna crouch there.
Who's next?
Who is next? You need to come up. Ich hab's gesagt, Sie müssen hier vorne kommen. Keep
What's
the
your
mask
name?
on, don't touch the mic.
Lisa, I have a question for Alexander. Do you sing your song Sunset Down, please?
He's not good.
Guys, I gotta tell you,
sing every
I am
song.
so grateful Germany has such big country fans, really. And I promise you I will come back with the band and we will do it. I can't do it a cappella though. And this is gonna be terrible. Thank you guys. You're amazing.
What is something we can all sing together? Like, what do we all know? Like, is there
If
something...
I had a heart, I would.
We could do that.
I don't even know the lyrics.
If I had a heart... What is it? If I had a heart, I could not feel.
Does anybody have any questions about the show though?
Yes, that would be a
Yeah.
nice chance to you know...
I promise you don't want to see us all sit here and sing.
No.
It's just going to be horrible for you all. You deserve better than that.
Apparently they don't, because they all have their phones out ready. Okay, so I want to know. Let's see. What do I want to know? I want to know. Well, I already asked you last time you saw each other. What is? And I already asked who's the last one.
So you never answered that.
Well, they answered it.
No, they only answered the number.
Yeah, they didn't answer who.
No.
Oh, look it. We have a question. Please.
Hi, I'm gonna-
Yep. Go ahead.
I'm gonna sacrifice myself and ask a question. In Germany, the dubbing business is very big, and we get like everything translated for us. Have you ever watched yourself dubbed in a different language? And how was that feeling of?
It's such a
Maybe-
weird experience. It's funny, I always wondered if one day I would meet the guy who dubs my voice. I would love to meet
You
him.
beat him. You beat him up. That's not how I sound.
It's a really, really weird experience, but it's awesome. I mean, I mean, I don't understand a word they're saying, but I would imagine they're doing a pretty good job. I mean, if you guys all watch the show in German,
Yeah.
I'm assuming, or a lot of you probably do, so.
I know that Spanish Rollo's got a really sexy voice. He makes me sound really sexy. I feel like Fabio. Or something like that. Especially when I become the Duke, he's like Fabio. It's got this real drool.
I feel like the English Rollo has a sexy voice,
Okay.
right? You would agree, right? Like 3 people agree. Gustaf, do you do your own synchron in Swedish or not?
No, we don't dub in Sweden.
Nice.
We subtitle.
Nice.
It's a great way to learn English. I strongly recommend it.
Show just you could watch the show over and over and then in English. So the learning effect.
Ah,
and
okay,
get it in
that's
your
how
own
you do it.
language. Yeah.
Ah, smart.
Yeah, that's basically how I learn most
Okay,
of my
cool.
English.
That's good for us. You watching the
How
show
do they-
over and over is great.
I've got a question though. How do they do when we speak in Anglo-Saxon and when we speak in Old Norse? How do they keep our voices when we do the translation, or does the dubbing artist have to speak Old Norse?
I think they do. They redo the lines.
Yes.
By the way, this is such a thing I love about the show. The scenes where you speak
Old
the Old
Norse.
English and Norwegian.
Old Norse.
Atlas. Nokla.
That is such-
It's the first line I have. I can never forget that one.
That is such a creative way to portray this language barrier between the two. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Did you have a lot of dialect coaching beforehand?
Yeah, we have a guy called Paul Mussolidis, who was a dialect coach for us. Well, actually, at the beginning, they came to you, didn't they? At the beginning, they were like, we went with more of a Swedish accent, and then they came back and said Americans probably won't understand our accents, and we had to come up with a kind of amalgamation of different sounds to make our own accent. But Paul worked with us on the Old Norse and the Anglo-Saxon, and they did lots of research on the Old Franconian, because it hadn't been spoken for hundreds of years, and they had to have these historians come and talk to Michael Hirst, our showrunner, about how it actually should be spoken, which was really exciting, especially for Paul, who's geeks out over all of his dialects. He was getting to teach us something no one had spoken for hundreds of years, which was great.
Good question, thank you. So we're gonna clean the microphone, disinfect it to protect you. Lassen Sie die Maske an, ja. Danke.
Hello, first of all, I want to tell you guys Vikings is the very best show I've ever seen. And
Don't look at me, look at them. I
I've
wasn't on
seen
it.
so many shows, but each and every one of you did such a great job, really. Like, I don't even have enough words to explain how much it was an impact on my life. It had an impact on my life. But my question is, so thank you first of all.
Thank you so much. That means the world, really. Thank you.
Thank you. My question for you is, if you had the chance to play a different role in the show Vikings, what would you, who would you choose?
Maude, why don't you take that away first?
I think I don't necessarily want to play one person, but I'd love to have been a warrior for a day and got on like horseback and done some fighting.
I always thought one of the most the performances I think of what they all did is just amazing. Like just getting to, I got very lucky because I got to hop onto the show in the second season, and it's very, I can only imagine just like when you start a show like that with accents like that. I mean, it's just like, it's a huge risk you take, and I was really lucky to be able to dodge that. But in terms of like a character that really always fascinated me, I thought one of the most interesting, especially the way it was written, was Ivar the Boneless. I always thought that character, because we don't really know, as I understand it, and Gustaf might know a little bit more about, we didn't really know a lot about that character in terms of like, was he crippled, or did he just not have a heart? Like, was he just an evil human being? There was all these different ways that Michael was thinking of portraying this character. But I love the contrast. Like it's such a paradox. Yeah, a crippled Viking. What would it be like to be crippled in those day and age? In that day and age. So to me, that was always a fascinating character. Again, I think that now seeing the show and seeing what every actor did with it, like I could never imagine another character playing that, but I was always fascinated by that character. So yeah, that was interesting.
Gustaf?
I think Rollo is a really good role. No, but honestly, I think it's a good role because he's so conflicted and the jealousy of the brother and the love for the same woman and all. Like, there's a lot going on with that character. So it always fascinated me.
There's nothing more boring as an actor to play a caricature. You know, you never want to play so he's good, so he's always got to be good, or he's bad, so he's always got to be bad. One thing that I loved about the show that all the actors did, in any role, no matter what size, I felt that everybody found their own way to make the characters interesting and flawed. And you know, at one point you're on this guy's side, and then you're like, whoa, I don't like that. I'm gonna go over here, and then but I understand why he's like that. And it's just, you know, I love that about the show.
And I'd say, I mean, the way I think about things is I went through this journey and I don't regret a day on Vikings, but I played the Viking. So if I had to choose a character, because I'm a big history buff, I'd want to go on the other side. So it was nothing to do with the characters. If I was to play another character, I think the first thing I think of is Athelwulf, because I'd like to be a Saxon and go on that journey, because it's a completely different side of the coin. And I think he's another multifaceted, multi-layered character. I'd like to be Athelwulf. I would like
the show is called Vikings. You can do a show called Saxons.
That's why Rollo left, because he ended up it wasn't called Frankia.
Yeah, bad mistake.
Well, William the Conqueror, he'd be a great character. He was only a little kid.
Thank you.
I would like to say something to Alexander Ludwig.
He's not going to sing a song.
No. But even if you're good at this, but no, not a song. I just wanted to tell you that I really, really loved your performance during the final battle. It was epic. It was
thank you so
epic,
much.
epic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're so sweet, really. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Agreed.
So we're going to
Has to sing now.
adjust the microphone. I thought she was going to say she really enjoyed the final battle in Hunger Games. I was waiting for that. It's like, I really loved you in Hunger Games. I wouldn't have killed you. Go ahead.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here and coming here during a pandemic.
Thank you for
I really
coming.
appreciate it. My question is, if you had the world in your hands for 5 minutes, what would you choose? What would you do or change and why?
If you had the what?
If you had the what?
If you had the world in your hands.
World.
The world.
For 5 minutes.
Fucking empathy. I would just want the whole world to start empathizing more. I feel like right now we're in a weird time on our planet where there's no understanding, not anywhere close to what it used to be. You know, it's if you're on one side, you're on that side. The other side must be bad. And I just think that this whole world right now just needs to try to put themselves in somebody else's shoes and try to figure out, this is why you love this show. The reason you love Vikings is that for so long you were told Vikings were these people from the middle of nowhere who came in and raped and pillaged, and they did all of that. They did. But there was also a reason for it, and when you start realizing about the culture and how they were, it's fascinating, and that's why you fall in love with it, because it's new. It's the same in our world. I feel like right now there are so many different facets of life where people are arguing and fighting, but without trying to understand why somebody thinks the way they are. Mother Teresa always said, "Don't invite me to an anti-war party, invite me to a pro-peace party." And I couldn't agree with that more. You know, I feel like we are just missing empathy, and I miss that in the world. And I think that through entertainment, that's the one great thing, is that we get the experience of showing people other cultures and other sides of life.
Very well said.
I'd probably change the economic system.
Economic.
I'd probably change the economic system. We can't have an economic system that is built on perpetual growth on a planet with finite resources. So I would change the growth imperative to a subjective experience of happiness imperative.
I think I would change, I kind of following on from what Alex was saying, but there is so much disconnection in the world right now. Everyone is in their own little bubbles and we're so separated. So it's all about coming back together and togetherness, and meditation so that we know what it feels like to be with ourselves. And when you can be with yourself, then you can be with everybody. And so, yeah, empathy, love, and bringing people back together.
And can I just plug Maude really quickly? Sorry, before you cut. She actually just started this meditation app, and you should follow her on her Instagram because her spiritual journey has been incredible. Sorry?
Energy Rise.
Energy Rise. So if you guys are into meditation and all of that, like Maude, it's really amazing. So please check it out if you get a chance.
I can't add anything. Alex and Gustaf, and that's exactly what I would like to say if I was just to flip it again. I'm holding it in my hands. I'm holding the world in my hands and want to just stop it on its axis for a few seconds so everyone can just see what they have and take a moment to see all these little moments that happen all through the day. And I call them little moments of perfection. And we can have as many as we want, of joy and happiness, love, but we have to see them. You know, the stars are there above us every day. If there were any there for one day of the year, we'd all be running out and going, oh my God, we're going to see the stars, but they're there every day. And you're standing next to each other every day, and we're all there. Just take a second and stop. See what you have in front of you.
Thank you. So we're gonna clean that real quick. Clean it up real quick. Very nice. Well done. It's like glistening. Hi.
It's a really random question, but what's your favorite dog breed?
What's your favorite what?
Dog breed.
Dog breed. What's your favorite dog?
Bernese Mountain Dog. Berner Standen. You know?
Nice.
I have an Australian Shepherd, and it'd be disloyal to him to choose another breed. He's my fave. So yeah, a little miniature Australian Shepherd.
This is going to be an unpopular choice, but I'm not really a dog person. I like them, but I'm going to just say cats.
Yeah.
I have a miniature wiener dog. Best thing in the world. I never thought I'd get a small dog. I'll never go back.
You have a miniature wiener?
And a miniature wiener dog.
Oh.
Thank you. Oh. Noch was? Nicht mehr? You don't have any other question? Oh, here we go. There we go. Yes.
Hi guys, thank you for being here.
There you go, closer to the mic.
Hi guys, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
My question would be like, when did you realize that Vikings was something special? What was the moment you thought to yourself like, okay, I think I'm on a show that will touch people, that will go worldwide?
I would say it wasn't until the first season aired, you know, when we got starting to get feedback. And even then, we couldn't know how much it was going to grow. Because you never know, you set out to do something, you know, maybe 10 people will watch it, and you never know, and you're always doubting the creative process, and you're all trying your best to build something special. But even like after that first season had aired, and you started to get the feedback, I was like, okay, and it got picked up for a second season. I was like, okay, we might be onto something here. But then it just kept growing exponentially. So that the fact that it would, you know, become one of the biggest, most popular shows on the planet, I never saw that coming.
I remember, for me, I was in the minibus on the way back from work with Gustaf. I don't know if you remember this, but I remember it was like the first couple of scripts had come through, and they were weird. For what had come before it, I mean, Michael Hirst had written The Tudors, which is very different to Vikings, and Gustaf and ourselves, we were talking, and we loved them. We loved these scripts. We were like, is anyone else going to love them? And it was a big moment for me, because this is what's happened, is if you like something, there will be hundreds and hundreds of other people who think in the same way as you, and they'll like it, just because no one's made it before, just because no one's tried it. And we had a director, Johan Renck, who really pushed the TV drama, just because you'd seen guys running into battle and screaming and shouting before in a movie, that's not necessarily how you have to film a battle scene. Just because Mary, Queen of Scots, you see people getting beheaded, doesn't mean the Vikings have to be beheaded that way. He kept us on trail to make something original, but it was only when, again, like Gustaf said, we finished season 1, but I remember being at Comic-Con in San Diego, and we were backstage, and we didn't really know if anyone was going to turn up in our hall. And then when we got brought in behind the curtain, we could hear, and it was the first 3 front rows were dressed as Vikings, slamming their shields and with horns. We were like, oh, people are watching this show. It's amazing.
Cool, thank you. We've got time for one last question. We're going to make sure it's super clean. Okay. I love how it shines.
Nice to meet you. My question is, what was the funniest moment on set for you?
What was the funniest moment on set?
Well, I think the funniest moment was, Travis was always like, he's always pulling pranks and stuff. And the funniest moment was when Alexander got back at Travis by locking him into a porta potty. Do you know what that is? That's where you go to the toilet, like this portable toilet, right? He locked him in there and flipped it over with Travis inside. That was my favorite moment. I mean, apart from all the lovely scenes we had and all that stuff, but that was it.
Thought you got one? Can't top that.
I forgot about that. It's really fun. I was thinking about I just loved it when I remember the pranks. This was Travis's pranks when he put George Blackton's phone on the roof, about a roof just like this in our studio. He waited until the last minute when they have a cherry picker, a big crane that goes up and down the studio. He waited until the guy was going to go home for the day to put George Blackton, Athelstan's phone on the roof, and then the guy went home so no one could get it. And I remember George running around and we're all waiting to get in the minibus going, "Come on, George, we gotta go." And he's like, "I can't find my phone." And then Travis just pressed call and it went, and it was just flashing on the roof, taped to the roof, and I think he'd get it until the morning. But that was the first thing that came in my head. There's so many.
Well, thank you for the question. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you guys for taking the time to chat with us today. Enjoy the rest of your show, and hopefully we'll see you again real soon.
Thank you guys so much.
You guys.
You guys are amazing. Thank you.